All right, let's dive right into this explainer and build a rock-solid, science-backed roadmap for a home fitness journey that you will actually stick with. Getting fit from home doesn't mean you need a massive garage gym or literally hours of free time every day. What it really requires is strategy, structure, and understanding exactly how your body adapts to new physical demands. So today, we're going to break down exactly how to lay that foundation. But first, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Getting started? Well, that's the easy part. We've all been there, right? You get that sudden burst of motivation on a Sunday night, swearing you're going to work out every single day. But maintaining that drive and not crashing in those initial weeks, that is where most people hit a massive wall. You go way too hard, you get incredibly sore, it takes up too much time, and suddenly, yep, you're right back where you started. Get this, research from the European Journal of Social Psychology reveals a pretty fascinating number, 66 days. That is the average time it actually takes to form a brand new habit. But when we look at the data from the Daily Burn, it shows us that just surviving those critical first 30 days is the ultimate hurdle for beginners. Basically, if you can make it through 1 month of consistent exercise, you've built the behavioral foundation for a lasting habit. So to get you past that hurdle, here is our roadmap for the explainer. We'll start with the 30-day foundation, then your first home workout, followed by flexibility and recovery, progressive overload, and finally, overtraining syndrome. Section 1. The 30-day foundation. So what does a sustainable beginner routine actually look like? Well, throw out the idea of grueling hour-long sessions. This is a highly accessible, zero-equipment, 20-minute daily format, and you're only doing it 4 days a week, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. That's the whole shebang. It's broken down into a 3-minute dynamic warm-up, a 14-minute main circuit to get that heart rate up, and a 3-minute cool-down with static stretching. It's just long enough to give you a meaningful training effect, but short enough to be completely 100% sustainable. Section 2. Your first home workout. Let's look under the hood of that 14-minute main circuit and explore the specific movements you'll actually be doing right there in your living room. The best part? You don't need a single piece of equipment. You just need consistency with these foundational movements. Derived from expert routines over at Tone and Tighten and the Daily Burn, these exercises hit absolutely all your major muscle groups. We're talking bodyweight squats, quiet jacks or high knees for cardio, modified push-ups and planks for core stability, and we top it off with reverse lunges and glute bridges. Now, the real secret sauce here is the gradual progression of your work-to-rest ratios over the month. You don't just go all out on day 1. That's a recipe for disaster. In week 1, your only goal is learning proper form. You work for 30 seconds and you rest for 15. Easy enough. By week 2, we bump it up to 35 seconds of work to build endurance. Week 3, we squeeze that rest down to 10 seconds to add a bit of a challenge. And finally, by week 4, you're putting in 40 seconds of full effort with only a 10-second breather. This stepping stone approach lets your cardiovascular system and your muscles adapt safely without totally overwhelming you. Section 3. Flexibility and recovery. You see, the workout itself is really only half the equation. We absolutely have to include the mandatory bookends to any routine. And for that, we're focusing on essential stretching protocols guided by the Mayo Clinic. For your calves, just step back from a wall, keeping your heel flat on the floor. For hamstrings, lie down and rest your heel gently against a wall. To hit that stubborn IT band on the outside of your leg, cross your legs at the ankle and extend your arm overhead. And for your hip flexors, kneel down and shift your body weight slightly forward. Now, the Mayo Clinic notes 2 non-negotiable rules here. First, stretch gently until you feel a slight pull. Never, ever push into pain. And second, you have to breathe through the stretch while holding it for about 30 seconds. No bouncing. Section 4. Progressive overload. Okay, so let's say you've done it. You crushed the 30 days, your habit is locked in, and you're feeling incredible. Now what? We have to look at how to keep growing so you don't hit a wall. This brings us to a foundational fitness concept defined by Healthline called progressive overload. Put simply, it's the process of gradually increasing the weight, frequency, or number of reps in your routine. By adding these tiny incremental stresses to your muscles, you're allowing them to break down, rebuild, and continuously get stronger. You can achieve this by adding resistance, lengthening your workouts, picking up the tempo, or just doing a few more reps. To really understand this, think about the difference between a plateau and true progression. If you just do the exact same 10 bodyweight squats forever, well, your body adapts. It gets too easy, you aren't sore anymore, but you also aren't seeing any new results. That is a classic plateau. Progression, on the other hand, requires you to safely introduce a new challenge. Maybe you add a 2-second pause at the bottom of your squat, or you finally transition from knee push-ups to full push-ups. That continuous growth, that's the magic of progressive overload.
Section 5, Overtraining Syndrome.
Now, we have to make a quick pivot because there's a very fine line between challenging your body and breaking it. We need to talk about the very real dangers of pushing your new fitness habit too far, looking at the medical realities of overtraining syndrome from the experts at the Cleveland Clinic. Listen, overtraining isn't just feeling a little sore. It's a genuine medical condition with 3 escalating stages. Stage 1 brings unusual muscle pain, stiffness, and sleep issues. If you ignore that, it escalates to stage 2, which hits your sympathetic nervous system. Think insomnia, an unusually high resting heart rate, and mood changes. Stage 3 is the most severe, crashing your parasympathetic nervous system, causing extreme fatigue, depression, and an unusually low resting heart rate. We're going through this to show you that extreme fatigue isn't a weakness. It's a literal clinical alarm bell telling you to rest. I really want to highlight this insight from the Cleveland Clinic because it completely shatters that toxic no pain, no gain mentality. Honestly, it's one of the most dangerous myths in all of fitness. Pushing through clinical pain or ignoring warning signs is going to set your progress back by weeks, maybe even months. Recovering from overtraining syndrome requires complete rest. Remember, rest isn't some luxury. It is a biological necessity for your muscles to rebuild. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. Will you choose consistency and targeted recovery over erratic, painful intensity as you conquer your first 30 days? You've got the exact roadmap now. You know how to start small, how to progress safely, and how to read your body's vital signals. It's time to rethink your approach to fitness, respect your recovery, and challenge yourself to start your sustainable 20-minute daily journey today.